Is God upset with us when we doubt? Well, first of all, what is doubt? Doubt is simply uncertainty about God in some form. It's having questions, it's wondering, it's sometimes questioning God's existence or what he says or his character. So, is God mad when we have uncertainty about him? I think the answer is clearly no. If you read through the Gospels, you'll see that God allows people to question him to an extent. Here's a really good example: John the Baptist. In Matthew chapter 11, John is in jail. He's doubting Jesus, and he says to his followers, "Go ask this guy if he's really the Messiah. Like, is he really the one we should be following?" He's expressing his doubts, and what does Jesus do in response to John's doubts and questions? He answers them. But what about a verse in the Bible like Hebrews 11:6, which says, "Without faith it is impossible to please God"? If this is true, how can we please God if we doubt? Well, reading the entire context of that passage, Hebrews 11 actually cites guys like Abraham and Noah. Are these guys who ever doubted? Of course, they doubted, and yet they are held up in Hebrews chapter 11 as great examples of faith. So what's going on here? Does that mean the Bible's contradictory? No, what's going on is that faith simply means putting your trust in someone or something. Faith is trust, and trusting someone isn't the opposite of doubt. You can trust someone and still have questions and some doubts. So no, this passage isn't saying we can't have doubts, but it is saying that faith is the ultimate goal. So, God can sometimes use our doubts as a tool to help strengthen our faith. So is doubt okay then? If so, why even worry about it? It's not doubt itself, but what you do with that doubt that matters. God can use it as a tool to help you learn more about him. The truth is, we are constantly bombarded with messages of all sorts telling us what God is like and who he is. We need to be skeptical of some of these claims because some of them are misinformation or even lies. Some people even claim to be God. It is probably good to doubt that claim. So doubt can be a healthy way of pointing us towards God in our never-ending search for who he is. It can point us to research and studying the Bible to find out who God really is, but it can also be a pit of despair if you do not use it to seek truth. If you dwell on your doubt and associate it with negative emotions, it can quickly lead to depression and even loss of faith. We just want you to know that doubting is normal and can even be healthy. And remember to follow John the Baptist's example and take your questions and doubts directly to God. Seek insight in God's Word, the Bible. God tells us that if you seek, you will find, but you have to look in the right place. If you guys have more questions, head on over to maventruth.com or put your questions down below in the comments section. We'd love to hear from you. We'll see you guys next time.